Yeah, of course I can. And boy, am I in a mood today. Sometimes when I don't sleep and I haven't slept in a few days, I either get really deranged, surpass some sort of threshold in the non-sleeping adventures of my brain, where my psychosis just goes full blast, and it's either real good, not real good, but like real good to the point where I'm not depressed, I'm just very manic and hyper, or real bad where I will probably end someone. Or if today we are in a good mood. Not really. After reading so many hype books, so many TikTok famous books, I'm just like really apprehensive. So let's just go ahead and start. So the first one I'm definitely like gonna fucking read is Kingdom of the Fear by Carrie Maniscalco. Now I've read Kingdom of the Wicked and Kingdom of the Curse. I still have them and I think I'm gonna de-haul them. I actually started with them because I thought I was gonna de-haul them, and then I thought I was gonna de-haul another one, and I already de-hauled so many books. Not so many, but I de-hauled a bunch of books, and I ended up de-hauling kind of a lot of books. Yes, I'm not gonna read Kingdom of the Fear, even though it's a very TikTok hyped series, but it's just not for me. It's not that it's not for me. Now the summary, the synopsis of the series is so me. I love witches, I love witchcraft, I love everything that has to do with the occult. I love the craft, I love the practice, and I was so excited to read this one, and then I did, and I was so freaking disappointed. I don't remember much of it. I remember two things. One, it left on a cliffhanger. I was interested in Kingdom of the Fear, but after a little bit of time passed, I don't know, like, okay, it's obviously a happy ending, so I don't really care that much. And the second thing that I really remember is the MC, I forgot her name, Victoria, or whatever the fuck her name is. The writing was cool, whatever, but the MC kept saying stuff that annoyed the living fuck out of me, and it just made a book that should have been very action-packed very boring, and not a very action-packed in my brain. Oh my god, I remember her kept fucking saying every little goddamn bit that, oh no one is gonna like be able to take me, and I'm gonna show all of them, but she didn't do anything. And I remember getting actually physically mad at that and wanting her to die because she wouldn't do anything, but she kept saying no one is gonna take me. I'm like, I'm gonna ruin like everyone's lives, but she doesn't do anything. And it was boring, and it was weird. How can you have that and then make it boring? The only thing good I remember from the series was Envy, which was supposed to be a villain, so daddy issues and whatnot. Too Late by Colleen Hoover. Listen, I had one of you tell me, please read Too Late, or this isn't worse than Too Late. I think it was on, it was a comment on when I read Confess or Ugly Love, one of Colleen Hoover's books that I absolutely fucking despise. And one of you told me, oh my god, please read Too Late or whatever. And I read the summary, and I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not gonna be able to read Too Late. So the summary says Sloane, I hate the name Sloane with all of my heart, will go through hell and back for those she loves. And she does every single day. After finding herself stuck in a relationship with the morally corrupt and dangerous Asa Jackson, Asa and Sloane. Miles, Asa, Sloane, OMG. These are all actual names. Miles is a goddamn pilot. I wouldn't mind the name Miles on its own, but then naming a pilot Miles. Sloane will do whatever it takes to get by until she's able to find a way out. Nothing will get in her way. Literally, I read the summary and I can tell you everything that could happen. I predicted every goddamn thing after reading her books, and you telling me that Too Late is worse than Confess and Ugly Love. It's cringier, it's more predictable, it's more immature. So Asa is obviously a toxic whatever, think it ends with us, whatever his name is, Ryle or the stairs dude, right? And then Sloane is probably, they said she can't live the relationship, so of course she's gonna end up pregnant, or she has a child, or because they didn't tell us in the summary, so maybe she's going to end up pregnant, or maybe she meets someone who's the Atlas of the Too Late, the good dude, and she said he's dangerous. Asa is dangerous, so maybe he's like a gang dude or a drug dude, right? And this new person that she's obviously gonna fucking meet is like a I don't know, like she's scared to be with him because he threatens him to like end him or whatever the fuck. And that's what I think is gonna happen. Bitch, it can be like the complete opposite. This one can be a gangster and that one can be a cop, or that one can be, dude, I can tell you. And then like nothing is gonna happen and I'm gonna cringe myself to death if I read it. And then at the end of the book, she's gonna give us like some fake orgasmic fucking chapter where like someone dies or someone is about, you think that someone is gonna die, but then I don't know what these movements are, I'm just fucking, you know, you think that someone is gonna die, but then they don't, and she lives happily ever after with them, and she is not in danger anymore, and her kid that I presume she has is safe. I read the worst of Colleen Hoover, which are Ugly Love and Confess. I hate them with all of my heart. Reading them made me wish I stayed blind when I got temporarily blind because of a seizure. I hate them with all of my heart. I don't understand them. Kudos to you if you like them, of course. It's just my fucking opinion and everything is subjective, but for me, boy, I hated them. So, too late. Since we're doing Colleen Hoover, it starts with us. It took the internet or the book club people, wherever you are, book clubbing people, on a whirlpool. Kind of like what Fourth Wing is doing now. By the way, I just started reading Fourth Wing, so I'm super excited about reviewing the book. And look forward to that soon, hopefully. It started with us was everywhere, and I refused to read it because I wasn't interested it ends with us because I knew exactly what's gonna happen, so I refused to read It Starts With Us. I think it was a cash grab because It Ends With Us did so well between the youth and the new readers of Book Talk, which is amazing. I'm always happy, even if I despise the book itself, but I'm happy that people are finding books that gets them into reading, and hopefully that will go into, you know, more books and more genres, and discovering the beauty of reading as a whole, not just one author or one genre, even if that's what works for you, good, but that's always amazing. But yeah, fuck those books. I'm not gonna read them. I literally do not give a single fuck about any of its characters, any of the story. I tried, and I literally do not give a single fuck, nothing. I try to think about it, and I do not. There's not even one speck in me that has any desire to read any of those two books. So, One Last Rainy Day by Kate Stewart. Man. Okay, I have a negative reason and a positive reason. Which one would you like first? The negative reason. The positive reason is that I liked one character. I'm gonna spoil if you want to read, so skip a few minutes. But I loved, actually, not just liked, loved. He was perfect, other than Sharon, but he was perfect. And the second book in the trilogy, Flock, Exodus, and The Finish Line, Exodus, ruined me because the one character that I liked went away, and I thought it was so unfair because there were so many other characters that I would have rather seen, I don't know, get smushed by a semi-truck rather than that one. Like, so many others actually deserve to go, and so many others, even if they didn't deserve to go, they would have been, I'm talking about Sean, the brother, he would have been fine to go. I hate the name Sean, so I don't care, and I don't like blonde, so I don't care. But then they took the other one, and the other one was my favorite, so this is me trying not to spoil. Anyways, the Exodus ruined me, and that's the positive reason. It's because I really got attached to a character, and I don't want to revisit the universe because of it. Plus, the line, "We love rainy days, don't we, baby?" is a staple for that character and that character's passing, and this book is called One Last Rainy Day, so I think it's like it is a novella, but I think it's a short story about their last day together or something like that. I did not read the summary, sorry. But it would literally just make me cry so much because the character made me cry so much. But the negative reason is that Dominic, that's his name by the way, Dominic King, it was the best thing in that trilogy. The best thing in that trilogy. I was so disappointed after so much hype for that trilogy. Dom was the only thing. That trilogy was hyped because it's a poly thing. It's a white choose thing, not actually an RH or reverse harem, but it was a white choose. But it was a white choose for literally 30 fucking seconds, and it was the best 30 fucking seconds of ever. And then it was done. But then all of that, and we got to the third book, the finish line, and it was the biggest disappointment of my entire fucking life. You took away the best character, which was fine. You gave us the best relationship dynamic, and then you took it away after 30 fucking seconds and one steamy scene, which was fine. But then the finish line, you ended like that. That was so freaking disappointing. Like, you ended like that. Seriously? So it took 40 goddamn fucking years to get there, and that's how you got them ended? I was so fucking disappointed, and I don't want to revisit the universe because it's not fucking worth it. It happened one summer. This book has been shoved down my throat by everyone in my book club, and the people in my book club watch my videos. Hi, I love you all so much, and you help me read so much when I'm in a reading slump. But stop recommending me this book. I'm not gonna read it. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read it. It's since summer started, it's been like, are you gonna read this one? Are you gonna read this one for summer? It would be so cool for summer. Like, I don't want to read it, and I'm not going to read it. It's so simple, and nothing against. By the way, this is nothing against the books, the authors, the writing style, whatever. I enjoy so many different genres and so many different authors, and everyone enjoys different things. And opinions are always subjective. Everything is an opinion, so please don't take this with a shovel of salt, because it's just my opinion. But what the fuck was I saying? Yes, it happened one summer. Why am I not gonna read it? It's so simple. The reason is so stupid and simple. Girl goes back to small town after failing big city, finds unexpected love, happily ever after. Leaves big city, stays in town. I don't know if that happens or not, but that's the premise of the story, and I'm just not interested. It's given. I would have enjoyed it if I was 16 and I'm reading it when I was 16 turning 17, but it's not given 23-year-old me, because 23-year-old me likes that spice. Seriously, like, that's the summary. Girl leaves big city, goes to small city, and finds unexpected love. She's like, didn't expect to find this type of love. Focus, please. I'm filming. She didn't expect to find this type when she decided to move out of the big city. Happy ever after. Where's the spice in the stories, ma'am? I don't know. If I read it, I might like it, but it's not doing it for me. The summer I turned pretty. Everyone and their mamas have read this book, and I watched so many vlogs, so many spoiler-free vlogs that actually they make me want to read it because of the reactions by booktubers that I loved. But I'm still so apprehensive, and probably will never ever read The Summer I Turned Pretty because she's 16. The MC is 16. Ma'am, we're grown. We just pulled our handcuffs and sharing people between brothers. We're grown. I don't want to read that anymore. I'm so like unattracted to not YA. I'm like slowly moving away from YA and into adult fiction. But I'm so unattracted to whenever an MC is, oh my god, she's the 16-year-old, like the 14-year-old. I don't want to read that. I don't want to know that. It's not my business. I don't want your business in my brain. Talking about the MCs who are 16 and stuff, I don't want their business in my brain. I don't want to visualize them. I don't want to be that. I'm grown, so it's just, I don't know if that happens to people. Some people just like stick with YA or with middle grade or whatever, and that's anyone's business. It's not mine. But for me, I can't do that anymore. I just like, so it has to be epic for me to still love it with an MC that is like a 16 or something. Because if it's just like a small town love story and whatnot, I cannot. Love Hypothesis. This book was so hyped. I don't know if it's still hyped between the girlies that read these types of books or not, but man, when I tell you, it was everywhere, and I refused to read it because I read the summary and again could have expected everything. She literally, and also I was fucking traumatized. I was traumatized by the Spanish love deception because fake dating, enemies to lovers and whatnot. This one had me the same vibe. It was giving me big Spanish love deception energy, and I'm traumatized. I am traumatized by that fucking book. So Love Hypothesis, I forgot the girl's name, but she's a STEM bitch, and she, I don't know, gets embarrassed and what's the word here? Convinces Adam, her STEM mate, to fake date her, and they had to like perform as if they were dating and not to make everyone suspicious that they're not. And fake dating is just yuck to me. Not yuck, it's just an ick to me. Every time I try to read a fake dating book, I always end up, like, in my brain, it always just, can you just don't? You obviously have a crush on her, just ask her out. You obviously have a crush on him, just ask him out. I've never read one that I liked and did not make me dissociate from the story and just scream at the characters to just either date or don't. To be honest, going through this list, I think if it's not sapphic or like devastatingly poetic with a side of heartbreak or criminally smutty, I'm talking knives and guts in that pussy, my dude, it's just cringe to me anymore, and I don't know how to fix that. But that's the list of the hype book that I refuse to read and why for today. So I hope you were entertained by the video, and I hope you liked watching the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.